Hunger Games, The M. So Mockingjay is the third film in the Hunger Games franchise based off the popular young adult novels. This one's directed by Francis Lawrence, stars Jennifer Lawrence, Josh Hutcherson, something is his name, Thor's little brother, Julianne Moore, Philip Seymour Hoffman, he's dead, that one's easy to remember, and then a few other people that no one cares about. Mockingjay was split into two parts, part one, part two. Seems to be the running trend. Everyone's whining about it. They're like, oh, you just want us to pay more money for your movies. And we're like, well, yeah. Is Mockingjay good? Yes. Could they have put them both into one movie? Yes. I think for the 2 hours, it is like, it doesn't, when it ends, you're like, I was never bored. Like, I didn't want it to end. But at the same time, I'm like, aren't we still kind of in the same place, story-wise, as we were at the beginning? Because there isn't a lot of plot progression, is what I'm saying. But that's not to say nothing happens, that's not to say it's boring. There isn't like a lot of fighting action, but there's a lot of tense action, and it's, here, I'll explain. So, at the end of Catching Fire, spoiler alert for that one, if you haven't seen that one, go see that one first. Go see the first two. First two are very good. And at the end of Catching Fire, she's in this Hunger Games, and District 13 pulls her up, saves her along with some other people, and goes and takes them to District 13, which was like a rumor, like, did it exist, did it not exist, we don't know, and it does. And the capital is like this big Nazi dictatorship, evil place, and then there's these 13 districts, and there was a big war way back when, and the capital has all this, like, these like hovercrafts and these fancy weapons and this like really future technology, and then all the districts are like eating rice for dinner, and they barely have enough to live, and they're farming their coal. So the capital is totally being terrible to these districts. And with the Hunger Games events that have been happening in the movies, it's been getting worse and worse because of the whole Katniss and the Catching Fire revolution and everything. So this isn't really, there isn't a lot of action. Like the shot in the trailer where like she shoots an arrow and then Gale fires his crossbow at the two hovercraft things, that's really the only fighting the two of them ever do. And if you're like, oh, it's boring, like I said, it's not boring. It's still good, but it's good in more of an emotional sense than in an action sense. So, but yeah, like the basic overarching thing is District 13 is using Katniss as their symbol for their revolution, and the Capitol, who captured Peeta from the last Hunger Games, they're using him the same way District 13 is using Katniss, and everyone's all like, oh, Peeta, you traitor, and you're like, well, I'm thinking they're probably torturing him and forcing him, because it's like in these infomercials that they're showing to all the districts, they're having like a propaganda war to get people to like uprise and join the revolution. And I'm like, they're probably torturing him and forcing him to do it. And then at the same time, I'm like, well, you know what? No. If I was in his position, I'd like agree to be like, all right, I'll be on TV and I'll be for you guys, Capitol. And the moment they turn the camera on, I'd be like, Katniss is alive. Go help with the revolution. And like try to encourage people to not lose hope right until they club me to death right on live TV. But like I don't think I would give in that easy. Like, I've never been tortured. But and the thing is, they do explain why he's so hardcore with the Capitol. So I'm interested to find out more, because that's something that's left unresolved at the end of this movie. So yeah, I can hear your footsteps. Be quiet. The acting's good. Everyone likes Jennifer Lawrence. Gale does fine. The Josh kid. I mean, he's a good actor, but like I said, I don't really like him per se. I don't really care about him. And the whole love triangle between these things, you're just like, alright, come on. Gale is the clear choice. The music is really, really good. Fantastic music can make a decent movie awesome. So at the beginning of this movie, how it's introduced, like there's a scene and then it's like Mockingjay and the music is all like, I can sing better than that, but I don't remember the tune. So it really helps support this world that's been created and these events in this story. Like, I might not care about the people so much, but like I feel like this will be like a series that kind of goes down in history as a definitive story. And then there's this one song, like this part is just like I was legit crying at this part. I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. She like starts singing the song. She's like, are you coming to the tree? And then at midnight, man who murdered 3. Strange things have happened. Bum 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 bum. Da, 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 da. It's really good. And so the first verse is just her singing, and the second verse they add like violin to it, and it's like creepy and then the third one there's like a choir, and it's happening during this giant like revolution thing. Like all these civilians are attacking these peacekeepers, and just like, oh my god, this is killing me. This is so sad. Because I mean, the civilians, they got the heart and they got the perseverance. But the Peacekeepers have guns, and these guys are running at them with, like, axes and rocks to, like, armed submachine gun stormtrooper RoboCop guys. And, like, when they get to them, they're gonna lose because there's so many of them. But until they do, it's just death. I mean, they have submachine guns. Like, a lot of these don't seem very well planned out. And, like, alright, you have people's lives at stake. You need to put a little more thought into your plan than that. Like, there's this part in the trees, like, there's lumberjacks from some district going off to work. And there's a bunch of peacekeepers behind him. And then one of the guys does like the da-da-da-da-da, and they all turn, or then they just like run, they go like, yeah, and then the peacekeepers start mowing him down, and I'm like, why are you running away? What is your plan? It's like, you just turn around and start smacking them, because these guys, they have guns, but when a guy is all over you, it's not any good, and you do have the numbers. Like, they would have won the confrontation if they'd have done that. Because once you kill one, you take the gun, and you can kill the rest of them. But they're like start climbing trees, and I'm like, alright, you know, anyone who's played Call of Duty could pick these people off. And they get into the trees, and they're like, F you, Capital, and they blow them up, and I'm like, how many peacekeepers did you just kill, and how many of your own people did you just lose? It's like, as cool as a moment as it was, it's just like, these are horrible people, and they're murdering people. And that's the other thing, I want like both the movies into one package, like a 4-hour thing, like rated R, where these guys just murder these peacekeepers. There's like blood going everywhere. It's like, you are evil and you need to die. Yeah, Mockingjay. This movie is really good. You should go see it. I don't think it's in IMAX, so I can't recommend it in IMAX. The visuals were fun. They were like, there wasn't any like super cool looking CGI set pieces. It was still good. So this is probably an 8. I'll try to put it there if I can. I don't really know how to use Movie Maker or anything. But yeah, so, I'm gonna remember this time, because last time, like and subscribe. So I missed, like, 2 weeks, but I'll start cranking out more reviews. I think my light's dying, so I'll have to wait till tomorrow. But I'll start getting more reviews out, and I'll post them all over Facebook so they're in everybody's faces. I'm Wesley Tomsky, and I don't have a slogan. Bye.